You know that feeling, that quiet, aching hum in the background of your day. It's more than a thought, it's a physical presence. A hollow space in your chest where someone's laughter used to live. It's the phantom weight of your phone in your hand, the reflex to check it for a message that never comes, the terrifying hope that maybe, just maybe, today will be the day. And the most confusing part, the part that can truly unsteady your soul, is when you start to see the signs. The little hints. The faint, almost invisible footprints in the sand leading back to your door, suggesting that the person who walked away might be hoping, waiting, for you to come find them. If that feeling is living in you right now, I want you to know. I understand. This isn't about theory for me. This is about the human heart in all its messy, glorious, and conflicted beauty. So let's talk about it. Not as a lesson, but as a conversation. Let's pull up a chair to that quiet ache and listen to what it's trying to tell us. Let's decipher the silent language of a heart that has built fortresses but has left a single, secret window open, a light on in the topmost tower, hoping you'll notice. Because for an avoidant, reaching out first doesn't feel like sending a text. It feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, blindfolded, and taking a step forward into nothingness. Their fear isn't a fear of you, it's a fear of their own essence. It's the terrifying prospect of being truly, fully seen, and in their deepest, most hidden core, believing they will be found wanting. That they will be rejected for their imperfections. So they cannot take that step. But a part of them is still on that cliff, hoping you'll call out into the void, your voice a rope they can grab onto. They send up flares, not to guide you to them, but to see if you're still watching the sky. The first flare is the digital ghosting. And I mean ghosting in the oldest sense of the word, a persistent, haunting presence. It's not just that they view your story. It's that they are always there, in the top 3, every single time, sometimes within seconds. They are the constant, silent witness to your life. They might travel back in time on your profile, leaving a like on a photo from a year ago, from a happier time. It's so easy to dismiss this as boredom, as mindless scrolling. But when it's this consistent, it is a ritual. It is a devotion. Think of it like someone visiting a gravesite. They don't expect the person to answer. They go to feel close, to remember, to honor what was. They are keeping a vigil over the memory of us. Every view is a silent prayer, I am still here. Do you see me seeing you? Does our memory still hold a charge for you, too? It is the safest way they know to maintain a connection without risking the terrifying vulnerability of actually creating one. They are whispering your name into a jar, screwing the lid on tight, and hoping by some magic you can hear it. Then, the whispers get a little louder. The likes become comments. Not just on the new post, but on the ancient ones. The ones that are archaeological layers of your shared history. A comment might be a single emoji, the fire emoji on a picture of that terrible dinner you burned together. An inside joke. A word that, to anyone else, is meaningless, but to the two of you, is an entire library of shared experience. It can feel confusing, even cheap. After everything, you think, this is all you have? An emoji? But you must see it for the act of courage it is. That emoji is not low effort. It is maximum effort for a heart encased in ice. It is them chipping away at that ice with a tiny pick, trying to make a hole just big enough to whisper through. They are sending a coded message. The code doesn't say nice pick. It says, do you remember us? Does this symbol still hold our magic? If I send this signal into the past, will the past signal back? They are paralyzed by the belief that their direct presence is a disturbance, an annoyance. So they use these tiny, symbolic tokens, the only currency they feel safe to spend, to try and gauge your emotional landscape. They are trying to get you to show your cards first, to prove that the ground between you isn't mined with anger and resentment. Sometimes, the flare is a bonfire. They post something themselves that is so achingly specific, it feels like it has your social security number on it. A song lyric from your song. A quote from a movie you watched on a rainy Sunday. A vague, melancholic meme about a love that was lost not because it wasn't real, but because it was too real. I've had people tell me in the quiet of a therapy room, I just needed him to know it wasn't nothing. That it was everything. They are broadcasting their vulnerability on a public frequency, but the message is intended for a receiver of one, you. It's a desperate, beautiful paradox. They are shouting a secret in a crowded town square, hoping only you understand the language. They are building a monument to your absence in the middle of their life, hoping you'll walk by and recognize yourself in the inscription. It's their way of saying, I am not over you. I am building a museum of our love and I am the lone visitor, but I'd give anything for you to walk through the door. Then, the signs leave the digital world and enter your physical one. The coincidences begin to pile up. They start appearing at the farmer's market you always went to. They suddenly rekindle a friendship with your old roommate. They're just around. One person described it to me as a gravitational pull. My car just seemed to drive itself to that park, they said. I didn't even expect to see her. I just needed to be in a place that still held the echo of her laughter. It's not usually calculated or sinister. It's the unconscious pull of a soul toward its missing piece. They are orbiting the memory of you, drawn to the places where the gravity of your connection is strongest. Their presence in these old haunts is a silent, physical question. If I stand in the place where we were us, will you help me be us again? And then there's the most bewildering signal of all, the vague, out-of-the-blue reach out. The text that arrives at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday after months of silence. Hey. How are you? Not I've been dying without you. Not I made the biggest mistake of my life. Just, hey. Or the one that can feel like a knife to the heart. Do you remember the name of that brand of coffee we used to get? It can feel so hollow. It can make you feel like a historical archive, a reference desk for a life they've discarded. Your heart screams, is that all I am to you now? A source of trivia? But you must see this for the monumental act of courage it truly is. That hey is not casual. It is the word that has to carry the weight of every unsaid I miss you, every I'm sorry, every I'm scared. It is the biggest, heaviest, scariest word they can possibly muster. The question about the coffee isn't about the coffee. It's about the we. It's about invoking a shared ritual, a tiny piece of the universe that only the two of you co-created. It's them desperately casting a fishing line with the tiniest, safest bait they can find, hoping against hope that you'll still bite, that you'll prove the connection isn't severed. They are using the most indirect language possible to ask the most direct and terrifying question in the human experience: do I still matter to you? The nostalgia is another tremor on the Richter scale of their heart. They start talking about the past, to their friends, their family, to anyone who will listen. I was just thinking about this amazing trip I took once, and the entire story is a monument to you. They are curating the museum of your relationship, giving private tours to anyone who will listen, hoping the story will somehow find its way back to you. And sometimes, the most powerful sign doesn't come from them at all, it comes through a messenger. A mutual friend pulls you aside. I saw him last night. He talked about you for an hour. He wonders if you're happy. This is the avoidant's final, most desperate strategy. They have sent a diplomat to negotiate for a heart they are too afraid to present themselves. It's a white flag, raised by a messenger, because their hands are too shaky to hold the pole. Now, seeing all this, understanding this silent, painful language, what is this for? This knowledge is not a manual. It is not an instruction to go and fix what was broken. It is a gift of clarity. It is a light turned on in a dark room, so you can see the furniture and stop bruising your shins on the same painful corners. Their behavior is not a mirror of your worth. It is a mirror of their own profound, internal war, a battle between a love that pulls them toward you and a fear that tells them they will ruin it. So what do you do with this light? You stand still in it for a moment. You breathe. You let it illuminate not just their actions, but your own heart. You ask yourself the only question that truly matters. Now that I see the landscape more clearly, what do I want to do? Not what your loneliness wants. Not what your hope wants. But what your whole, complex, beautiful self wants. Do you want to knock on that door? And if you do, can you do it without an expectation of what's on the other side? Because you cannot heal their fear for them. You cannot be the only architect of a bridge between two souls. Your reaching out could be the key that unlocks a new, healthier beginning. Or it could be you volunteering to re-enter the same old dance. And you, beautiful soul, get to decide if that is a dance you are willing to join again. But now, you can decide from a place of power, not pain. From a place of understanding, not confusion. You are no longer staring at a closed door, wondering if there's anyone home. You understand the architecture. You see the light in the window. You know the language of the whispers. Whether you choose to answer them, or whether you choose to turn toward the horizon and build a new home for your heart where the doors are always open and the love is spoken aloud, in clear, certain terms, that is now your choice. And that choice, born from understanding and empowered by clarity, is where your true healing begins.